Welcome, everybody. We're just about to get started. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome, everybody, to the lovely track that is Suzuka International Racing Course. As always, I am joined by the boy himself. The boy himself is... Guess who it is? It is... Craig King. Craig, how are we?
I'm hot. You know, I feel like I'm in Tokyo right now. That's how hot my room feels. How fitting is it that it feels like Tokyo when we're at Suzuka, which is two completely different parts of Japan. But you get the idea. I'm looking forward to this race. Especially, have you seen the qualifying for LMP1? Because I think the leader or one of the top contenders for the Radeon TV broadcast championship is starting at the back of the LMP1s.
You want to go through the qualifying results then? They are on your screens.
Let's do a quick rundown of the LMP1s. Nathan Ames takes the lead in the Porsche for 138.561. Pedro Gomez is behind him with a 38.843. Roberto Edouard with a 38.964. Ismail Yakubu with a 139.303. Jules Hubin rounds out the top 5 for the LMP1s with a 39.355. As we mentioned, Rick Jonk at the back with a 42.8. What happened? He set himself up on the first lap, got the tyres warmed up, had an off-track out of Degner 2, and that was it. That was his lap done. So starting at the back, 14 prototype strong group today for the LMP1s. Would you like to go through the HPDs?
We'll go quickly through the HPDs. In first position is Kreniat with 148.0, Sharox with a 148.05, Lagny with a 148.1, Dimakakos with a 148.3. Oh, I think they're about to get started, so we'll just flip through the rest of them now very quickly. As you can see, the Sim Racing... Is it a Sim Racing channel? Is that what they call it?
SRC, yeah.
By the way, Sam Black is in the chat. He's providing us translations today.
Fantastic. Quickly run down as they're just going around the chicane quickly. We just want to go through the GTEs. There are them as well. We've got Dunkel in the lead with a Kaskop, Aduro Vergara, and Dunlop as well. That's very fast they can go as they're coming around the final corner. Here we go. Just want to watch is a message holding them. Holding them is Nathan, and he goes away. He catches them all out of guard, and that looks like it's Gomez. Also, Gomez gets caught out there with Edward going for him. Yakubu goes for the run as well, and he might get a run. We're going to see the Porsche MS is launching ahead with Edward there. Gomez just holds on. Two P2s, they're going for the first corner. That's Yakubu going wide and does hold on to it as they still now. Everything looks safe. They're all around the first corner. Into the S's they go right now with MS, Edward, Gomez, and Yakubu.
Nobody's died, well, knock on wood, nobody's died. We just see the GTEs on our screen. They are just crossing the start-finish line now as they come into the first corner. We learned this, by the way. They call that first corner. Or first bend. GTEs going around... Sorry, to cut across. Just going around just fine into the S's. By the way, they call this snake. Or whatever. We learned that they called these corners very weird things compared to what we're used to.
Yep, just going around now looking at the leaders as they hit into the hairpin. They do call it the hairpin. And around 200R as they come up to the spoon. And it is still... MS has called a huge 2.5 lead as well. Edward also catching up. Quite curious to see what's happened to Rick Jonk at the moment. He's actually moved up into what I believe is P7.
Eighth position. He's currently 8th position on the screens. Oh no, he's actually... No, he's P8 on my screen.
Oh, we've got an HP. We've got an LMP1 off. We've got an LMP1 off. That's Prado. That's Marco Prado. He went off there at Spoon. What happened? Oh, he just caught a little. Yep, just caught the. Oh no, did he tap someone? I think he might have tapped somebody. Actually, he did.
Ooh,
he tapped Walters. He rammed into the back of Walters. They're not prepared. Walters goes on with damaged wing.
Let's have a look at the replay as they come into Spoon 1. Nothing seems too amiss. He's fine. He's fine. Oh, and he hits the back of the Audi. Doesn't look like too much damage, but he's off. He's now at the back of the LMP1 grid and in the mingle of the P2s right now as they come back around the first corner.
And we missed it as well before that. There was a big incident at the hairpin. I did not see that. That's Santos going off. What happened? Oh, Santos gets clipped by Josh Mills. Josh Mills has not caught onto that. Clipped there by Mills going into the hairpin. And then I think then clipped again as Mills gets hit from behind. Who hit him behind? And that's Alexander Garber. So it's all chaos there. Yeah, Santos had to go over the curb, lost control. Mills tries to avoid him, hits the brake and gets rear-ended by Gerber. So that's 3 LMP1s out already.
Let's have a look at Santos. We are on board, or well, not on board. The cameras are trained. Oh, they have disappeared on the cameras. Disappeared still on the cameras. We are not getting data from that crash. Oh no, we just catch it. We just catch. Oh, they're running a Weeb livery. Oh no. There's a big massive Weeb, but the 2 of them have collided into the hairpin, and Santos is actually back out. He is back out onto the track. What about Josh Mills? Is he there? Josh Mills is now also back out on the track.
But 14 seconds behind him is the lead HPDs. Not the HPDs, sorry, the lead LMP1s. They've now got to cut their way through this long traffic. Santos 6 seconds ahead of him, so they're still in with some sort of fight here. So that's not the end of it. Prado as well. He's out. He's in the middle. He's just got around all the HPD traffic as he crosses the line. 14 seconds behind the rest of the track there. Gomez is still third with Edward in second and a mess in third. Yakubu has not been able to make any places up. Just watching him coming out the S's now, just stuck behind Alexei Nesov, and it might be a case of the Audi. We know the Porsche had a bit of a BOP change, or a performance change over the week.
They did? Well, that's me knowing my knowledge of iRacing.
Yeah, would you like me to elaborate what happened?
Yes, let's have a look.
The MGU-K was the MGU-K was increased. So basically, they have got more energy recovery when they're braking. So it's a bit of a revert back to the old days, or some of the old changes from before the season. But yep. So they can do they can gain more with braking now, which is a bit more handy for them. So,
by the way, the chat wants to know. By the way, guys, you can do hashtag #AskTheBooth and highlight your message. We will get to you. The chat asks, what did you think of Josh's Weeb livery?
I haven't looked at it. Shall I look at it?
Yes.
It's all right. I like the Japanese flag.
King.
I like the Japanese flag on the top. You know, it's a nice livery. OCM's got some nice, not OCM, yeah, OCM's got some nice clean liveries. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that. Like the
yeah, but
Rising
still
Sun.
you break 50 minutes too late. I mean, come on, man. It's lap 2.
Well, hello. What have I just heard from car 38? What's happened here? Is there an accident? There is. We have an HPD dead. And I cannot see what's happened to it. That's Thomas Lange.
Let's have a look at Thomas Lange. Car number 38, is it?
Yep. Oh, he got punted out. He got punted at Spoon. Yep, he got punted at Spoon. I can't see it, but I can see that he had damage after Spoon.
Let's have a look. He's going into the hairpin now on the replay. By the way, thank you for the subscribe, Pony, and follow from Jessica9828. Oh, we cannot see it. We cannot see it either. You could just see the Coca-Cola Zero windmill. Oh, not the windmill. The well, it's kind of a windmill, isn't it? But yeah, that's a shame.
So I'm just keeping an eye here. Rick Jonk is not been able to make much progress in his charge up the field in P7. Alex Salmon in front of him right now, going to 130R. Don't think he's got enough to make a move in the braking. He wants to go for it, decides against it. A bit of a train starting here now with Yakubu, Salmon and Jonk, and that would be for 5th, 6th and 7th. And about a second ahead of them is Alexei Nesov. So actually, Jonk is going to make a move right now, going to side by side with the Diva-inspired livery, who just blinks Salmon blinks, they almost touch, but he gets the move done. And now it's Yakubu in front of Jonk as they come through the Estes.
Oh, the quote from the booth, you should have all cars visible next time. We do. It's just iRacing decides that, no, not all cars will be visible. But yeah, we'll try and force it next time.
Let's just have a quick look at the GTEs. We haven't really talked about them much at the moment. Yuri Kastrop has taken the lead. I believe he took that last lap over Sebastian Dunkel. And behind him, made a spot up at the, I think the start of the race is Gonzalo Vergara. Took the place over Pablo Arajo, sorry. With Carl Dunlop then, I believe, yes, behind him in fifth. And I must be honest, actually, it's quite funny because top 6 high-rated drivers are all GTE cars, and they're all running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the exact order of their I rating.
Car number 4 is in third, though.
Yeah, it hasn't updated. Shut up.
It updated for me, so loser.
My OCD, free.
There's an LMP1 just intermingling himself with, who is that? Is that Santos? It is. Luciano Santos is coming back through. Not in vain racing. He's coming back through the GTEs at the moment. He's just, he's hanging around the. He's hanging around the GTEs, but not in a good way.
Not a good way, but have you noticed as well? Behind him is Josh Mills, also having the same issues. As he gets by, Santos is now only 3 seconds ahead of Mills, and there's a battle for 12th and 13th there. But 2 cars ahead of Mills now is Santos. Will he make a move? Yeah, he just makes a move there. We don't want to see any. I didn't see a blink. That's your internet. Oh, you blinked your lights. Okay.
No, as in like blinking the lights. Yeah. No, when I say blinking the lights, I mean blinking the lights. But
at the same time, the leaders, I was going to say, the leaders are going through the GTE classes as well. And let's just see if there's any issues as Messon Edward goes through no problem. Bit of a held up on the, bit of a hold up there at the hairpin. But Nesov, 1.1 seconds behind Gomez. And I believe that also puts Rick John. What's happened to Yakubu? He's gone down a few places. I'm not sure what's happened there. But Rick Jong up to 5th now, and a second ahead of him is the 3rd and 4th of Gomez and Nesov respectively, so making quite a good charge on the field.
Sam Blackwood asks, what happened to the Interlagos stream? Well, I'll tell you what happened to the Interlagos stream. The font broke, and we just had so many calamities on stream that we decided it's like, it's not worth keeping it up. But this one has no calamities so far. We've learned our lesson.
I'm touching wood. I'm touching wood.
I touched wood. I knocked on it, at the very least.
That's good enough for me. Just trying to see if there's any battles happening in the GTEs at the moment. And Arajo is half a second behind Varaga. But just mixing with the LMP1 traffic there. So not really giving you much of a fight.
Rick Jonk and Alexei Nezov are very close to each other at the moment. Rick Jonk, by the way, he started last. There's been an accident! There has been an accident, Alex. Oh, Christ. Let's have a replay of that immediately. Let's have a replay of this as they come out of the S's going into Degner Curve 1, and he slides.
It's netcode. It's netcode. He's got netcoded. He's got 2 of his wheels on the grass trying to go around on Degner 1 Nesov, and he gets netcoded. Gets netcoded by the GTE that pulls into his racing line. Racing incident, because I don't think you should be trying to go around Degner 1 there, but at the same time, he was given that shot and then the GTE closed the gap.
GTE did indeed close the gap. I don't think he could have done anything there, but quite aggressive to go through the outside though. But he has paid the price.
That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing if he went around the outside of Degner there, but Yeah, how is he for damage? Did he hit the wall? I didn't see.
He did indeed hit the wall.
Oh, he's left. He's parked the car. Yeah, that's him done. Car is parked, as well as Salva Talents.
Yes. Hubin and the number 18 car, I think he's still running, but he's 2 laps down, so if he keeps it up, he will be able to claw back a position. But Rick Junk, this man, the number 8 car, is now only 11 seconds behind the leader, Nathan Amez, and he has come from 14th to 4th. He's gained 10 positions. I think he is today's early big winner because he's gained 10 positions in class.
No doubt about it, he's a big winner today. To be fair, now that he's in clean air, just a mistake there going around the hairpin.
He just cursed him. He said now he's in clean air, then he made the mistake.
Yeah, no traffic in front of him. He's going to hunt down Gomez, and then it's all down to keep an eye on the times that he does compared to the top 2. Ames last time had the cleaner air, had a 39.9. Edouard did a 40.2. Rick was 2 seconds slower back then, but then again he had to go through the last bit of traffic, so it's going to be interesting when they cross the line. Ames is going to be crossing the line first, and he just does so, and he's got Josh Mills in front of him. Ames does a 40.1. Edouard's going to be crossing the line. He goes quick, a 40.5. Gomez right now, he goes over a 40.4, and what does Rick do? Let's have a look. It's a 40.2, so he's not gaining too much, but he's on the right track.
He's keeping up with them. That's the main thing. But let's have a look at let's have a look at.
Oh, there's been an overtake in the HPDs. Oh, can he hold it? Can he hold it? Can Van Lowen hold it? No, Dimikakos, I mean, sorry, hold it. No, sorry, I was just watching a move there. It looks like Russo's had some issues. Americo Russo had some issues, and Dimikakos decided to try and go on the outside of the hairpin. He took the inside of the kink, but that forced him to the outside. But to no luck, he overshot the braking. But Russo has gone down a couple places, so something must have happened to Russo at the start of this lap. Would not be surprised if he's had a off at some point, because he is down a couple. Spun at Degner, and then hit the wall. And that was when I just caught him, but no serious damage to him.
We just had a replay of the attempted overtake as we see smoke coming into Casio Triangle. By the way, we also learned that they called the final corner the final curve.
The Japanese for you. Simple, effective.
As we see Nathan Ames, the LMP1 class leader and the overall leader of this race, just lap Josh Mills for. He has lapped Josh Mills, who's running in 12th position. Let's see what kind of lap times he is doing, and now let's see what kind of lap times his. Well, it's a far off threat, but Rick Chunk is just passing. He's just passing by some traffic, HPD traffic, as he is a half a second behind the car of number 23, Pedro Gomez. Can he make a move this time around as they go through the S's, or snake if you're Japanese? He's keeping that car very steady.
He's got some really good control with this car at the moment. Really nice to see. And to be fair, I'm just looking. They're quite a way away from the next HPD. The next HPD is actually coming up to Spoon shortly, so he's got some time to play with. Got some free air if he just tucks in behind Gomez. Might be able to hold on, but
oh, and I think he just went too far in, but he managed to keep it going. He went too far into the hairpin, just a tad bit too far.
Just a tad, but I think it worked out for him, and he gets a better boost line out there. Clips the grass a little bit, braking.
Oh, and he lost
it. What a save! What a save!
Oh, he almost lost it at Spoon, just a bit too much. He's lost a little bit of time. He's now a second behind Pedro Gomez. I think he will make it back. He definitely was the faster car on that last lap. He was over a second faster, but he's just made the nice tire model, losing it on the curb.
Oh, that wasn't. Actually, a mess just went purple with a 39.7. Let's see what Rick did there. He did a 41.3, so he wouldn't have been faster. He would have matched Gomez's time there, but he is on the thing. Yakubu's in the pits. What's happened to Yakubu? Is this a scheduled pit stop? It's a scheduled pit. Must be.
It can't be. It's probably too early. Unless he has. Is he trying to undercut? I think Yakubu's trying to undercut, but he might have damage.
Just looking, I don't see any damage. It must be an undercut. Must be a really ballsy undercut.
A really early undercut. By the way, Protocharge Sim Sports, one of the helpers of the stream, we'd like to give you a shout out. Oh, he's coming out. It might have been. It's definitely not within the realms. It's definitely within the realms of possibility. He's trying to undercut.
Yeah, I would put it down to that. I'm surprised, but I would put it down to that. So, where is Rick now? He's gained half a second. So while that battle's going on, let's just keep an eye on the HPD traffic. Not much going on right now. Peter Shattucks and the rest of the lead HPD coming through the GTE field right now, as there is a massive gaggle with Quinnett in front of him of GTEs, but nothing that's going to hold him up there. He is a whole 2.5 seconds, almost 3 seconds down. What is that GTE doing in front of him? Oh, that GTE forced him around the first curve. That could have been bad. As I was just going over there, behind them, Philip Smith, who is 4 seconds behind the leader and a second and a half behind. No real battles going on, apart from the battle for fourth, I think. Yeah, the battle for fourth. Dmitry Liniev in fourth place. Just trying to pull a second gap away from Paul Van Loon. And that's probably the closest battle we've got in the HPDs at the moment.
As you can see, Rick... Oh, no, sorry, I was about to say Rick Chunk. We also say that on purpose, by the way. We're just saying that on purpose. Because we christened him Rick Chunk. Because I think that's a little bit of more meme to say. But it's Nathan Ames, not Rick Chunk, going through Degner 1-2, coming up to the hairpin, passing the number 35 car quite cleanly. And we're going through traffic now in the HPDs, the P1s are. Rick Chunk still chasing Pedro Gomez as Pedro Gomez goes wide coming out of the hairpin. Rick Chunk is he's very close.
Don't do it, Rick.
Almost made it 3 wide. Ooh, almost made it 3 wide going into Spoon 1, coming into Spoon 2 now. He's not made the same mistake that he did last lap, but he is now in prime territory. He needs to basically put on full send mode if he wants to take third place. Well, not back, because he started from the rear of the grid, but if he wants to take third place away from Pedro Gomez.
Yeah, and the issue we got right now is, oh my god, look in front of him. Not only has he got the HPDs are going around the GTEs, so these two are going to have one hell of a fight right now and one hell of a day. It's I-70.
You can see on the screen just the amount of traffic that they have in front of them as a HPD only tried to make a move.
Ooh. Rick, no! No, was that Rick or was that Pedro? One of them, I think.
I want a replay of that. But I don't want to just go away. I don't want to go away from this.
This is insane. Look at him go around the outside of a GTE, go around to the final part of the snake, around again a GTE into the inside. They got 4 more GTEs in front of them. Pedro wants to go around the inside, has to go to the inside again, and they both go through Degner. One goes wide, that Gomez going wide saves it with another GTE in front of him. They get past the GTE. It's an HPD in front of them next. What is going on? And there's more in front.
Oh, I don't want to go away. I want to see what happened. I can't go away. It's just too close right now.
Going to be held up. An HPD going around the GTE right now. Rick wants to go on the outside. He pinches Gomez and stops him with a GTE. Gets third place and now has to try and pull away. He's now getting held up from an HPD. Gomez is now the chaser. 3 wide out of Spoon there with HPD and GTE and an LMP1. and it's Rick still there. Point second behind him is Gomez. Gomez thinking about the outside, will not go around the outside, stays behind. There's an HPT in front of them. This is madness. Can he make it on the braking? No, as they go into the chicane. Oh God, I need some air.
Oh. I think that was the most exciting lap I've ever seen. It was just it was absolutely wheel to wheel stuff. This is incredible as they come around the first corner. But now let's have a look. I want to see what on earth happened to Rick John.
Please do. I'm just going to watch this insane battle while you do. Oh, what? Oh, there's an HP. There's an LMP1 off. Edward's off. Edward's crashed. Edward has crashed.
It was definitely Rick Junk, by the way. He hit the rear. He hit the rear of Pedro Gomez.
Oh, no. Sorry, Roberto Edward caused that crash out of Snake going into the final, and he is crabbing right now. If you get the replay, if not, he's got a Porsche of Carl Dunlop, the P5 car in front of him. He just messes up the exit, taps the Porsche, and the Porsche slides into him, and he's got nowhere to go, and he goes straight into the barrier. He's crabbing. That's his race over. That's the P2. He's not even tried to get it around. He's just parked the car.
Let's have a look. We are on board with Robert Edward. Let's see what he is doing. He's coming through the S's now. On the replay anyway. He's coming through the S's. Oh, and he hits. Oh. He hit the Porsche in through the S's. I want to see that again. Just one more time.
It was total accident. It was total misjudgment, I think, from both drivers.
Yeah, total from Robert Edward, and I say a misjudgment from that Porsche. And as you can see, there's an HPD also in the pits.
Yeah, Carl Dunlop though, no damage. Does not look like any damage to him in his. I don't know what style art they call that on the car, but I really like that livery on the Porsche there, the Sonic Mahoney Racing livery there of Carl Dunlop, as he's still P5, chasing down Pablo Arajo and Guillermo Levesque is behind him. Could be interesting here. These three coming out of Snake right now. Sorry, still in Snake. They come round to the final part of Snake, which actually has a name. I haven't remembered that. It is the anti-banked curve as they hit to Dunlop. And here comes the LMP1s just about to split it up. And I've lost them. That's annoying. Here we go.
On top of Kyle Dunlop as he has Guillaume Levesque right behind him. Oh, the livery updated. By the way, if you see a car with a default livery, it is not our fault. Blame TP. And I don't mean toilet paper, I mean trading pins.
Right, just keeping an eye on, sorry, Levesque is half a second behind Dunlop with Araju just up there. These three are just going to just hold on a little bit. Here's the issue with GTEs. We always talk about how the faster cars have to get around the slower traffic. Well, have you ever thought about the slower cars ruining their battles because of the faster traffic? GTEs are real people too, you know, and they're having their battle a little bit sandwiched here as Arajo takes a bit of a lead, but Dunlop cannot get rid of Levesque. And this is for 4, 5, and 6 as more LMP1s and HPDs go by them. And again, Levesque gets pincered there, loses time because of an HPD in front of him with Marcheski just coming in front of him. But that looks like the close battle at the moment, but traffic may ruin this battle.
By the way, you're getting corrected in chat. We have
It is Levesque. It's Levesque, right?
I know, you probably said somebody else wrong.
Ariho. Ah, Ariho. Okay.
Ariho, yeah.
Ariho. Okay. Ariho? That sounds Japanese, sorry.
Anyways, so let's get back to some action. Where's the action, Craig? Come on. The roving reporter. You're the roving reporter in this situation.
Well, I'm just looking. Wasn't Gomez... What's happened to Gomez? Is he in the pits for a pit stop? He's been there for a while. I'm just surprised that he's pitted so early.
Oh, Josh Mills is in the pits as well. He had an accident that we did not see, by the way. Apologies to Mills. We're sorry that we didn't catch it. But we have caught a lot of things today.
Oh no! Pedro Gomez in the wall at Degner. Pedro Gomez at lap 15 went into the wall at Degner when chasing Rick. He was just over a second behind Rick. A damage. Oh, Rick Junk is the. No, sorry, Josh Mills. Damage coming out of Degner. It looks like Josh Mills had damage at Dunlop. So I don't know if you can see this. Let's recap this. Josh Mills has massive damage as he goes through the S's. Now he crashes coming out of the first curve, hitting the grass. He limps around the S's, around Dunlop. He takes the outside line that becomes the inside line for Degner. And behind him then is Gomez. Gomez has nowhere to go. He cannot take the apex, and if he can't take the apex at Degner 1, you've got nowhere to go. He locks the brakes, he goes into the wall and smashes. So 2 of the top 3 have crashed, and we're not even we are halfway into the race almost.
Just about halfway. We have 32 minutes left on the clock, but we have Rick Junk, who has gained 12. Repeat that, a dozen places this race. A dozen. A lot of that is down to driving, but there are some places that were made up because of accidents during this race. There are only 6 cars. We can do this because of live timing. There are only 6 cars on the lead lap at the moment.
I've got 7. I will have to check that.
Oh, I think it might be
8. I've got 8.
On track overtakes only, as we see a nice French flagged Ferrari.
Okay, this is interesting. A mess has just gone purple, 39.6. Junk is about to come around the start-finish line. He had a bit of slipstream advantage with Pedro Gomez in front of him. What's his time? Is it faster? No, it's a 39.8. He is not catching a mess. There is a 15-second, that's 1.5 advantage for a mess there. And behind him, 8.5 seconds, is Alex Salmon, who has inherited. And let's give some credit to him. He started P11, and he has gained 8 spots on his way with this. I almost want to call it a Diva livery. That's a DVA livery with the purple and the blue in the Audi. Yes, the Audi is in 3rd place.
Is that
it's actually been quite balanced.
Is it actually like? I wonder if it's a livery. If the livery hasn't downloaded yet, or if it's that is actually the actual livery.
No, I think that is the actual livery. Nice livery, you know, basic, keep it simple.
Yeah, but it doesn't even say Love Diva on the side.
I'm just calling it Diva from the paint, Diva from the colours.
But
right,
let's give some props to the GTEs though. There is one battle going on at the moment, and that is for 3rd place. These 2 cars, Kyle Dunlop and Guillaume Levesque, is on the inside line. He's going to... oh, it's not even 3rd. It's a 3rd.
That's not 3rd.
That's 6th. Battle for 6th. Sorry, that was my fault there. He is a battle for 6th. But Guillaume Levesque has now taken 5th position as to go through the S's.
Yeah. Levesque is holding on. Here the tyres working on Dunlop as Kyle Dunlop comes around Dunlop. I don't know how else I can say that, but Dunlop around Dunlop as he's chasing Levesque.
And they have an LMP2 friend intermingling with them.
Oh, that's Paul Van Loan, and that is for position as well. So that's going to be interesting. What will Van Loan do?
He's tucking in behind Kyle Dunlop, coming through the hairpin. He's not going to interfere unless he has a clean breath of air. He might just do it coming around turn 12. And he does.
And I don't think Dunlop's going to make a run here. Now, this comes into a slipstream here. Does the HPD pull away fast enough for Levesque not to get a slipstream? And if he does, that will play into the favour of Dunlop. And as I say that, Jan Volmers comes around and gives a little bit of slipstream for Levesque there. So Dunlop can gain a bit of time here, but he won't be able to make a move as he trudges around 130R. And just the tyres are working overload there. hits the brakes at the 100 board into the chicane, and we go again. And I don't think Dunlop's going to get a run out of the last curve to make a move. And actually, only 2 seconds ahead of him is Arrejo. And I've said that wrong because I forgot how to say it.
Look at the chat. You'll be able to pronounce it.
Uho. Uho.
Let's have a look. A Pog rejoined from Mills and Degner too. Let's have a look. What has Josh Mills done?
He's not done another incident, has he?
Oh, I don't think we can even see it.
We cannot.
But let's give some appreciation. He stopped, I think he stopped twice now at this stage. But he is still going. He's still going. I'll give him credit for that because it's very... It is quite difficult to keep going after you've had a massive incident. But he is still going. He is not stopped. And that, I think, is credit to his character, you know. He's definitely improving as a driver, I would feel anyway. He is, but I will say this. Sorry to interrupt. I will say this. It's not as much as his driving there. It's the fact that somehow iRacing have developed carbon fiber that just bends back. His wing had no right to be straight again. He had no right pillar on his wing. It was that crumpled. How on earth that has completely come out straight, I will not know. That is the power of iRacing. I want that carbon fiber. Well, if you'd also pay attention to the top of the canopy, by the way, he's got a Banzai thing.
Banzai! He's got a Fuji film. He's got a Fuji film.
This is probably... sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's a camera manufacturer that... You know, that was when people didn't use digital, children. That was when it was proper reels.
By the way, a hot take from, I think it was Sam Blackwood again, who said this is why the WEC goes to Fuji rather than Suzuka. But we're not going to get a scan of Fuji yet. Oh, Josh Mills is making a little mistake coming into the Casio Triangle. But this is why WEC goes to Fuji rather than Suzuka for multi-class racing.
And also because Fuji is like wide, you know, really wide and really fun and really fun and really fun.
Fun cubed.
But you understand that iRacing would not be able to scan it because basically it always rains at Fuji, so they wouldn't be able to get a good scan, and they don't have. And if they actually put weather into the sim, you'd just be racing wet at Fuji every time. There'd be no question.
Read above that, Rob. I have no idea. Oh, he said Mortegi is greater than Okayama, is greater than Syphilis, and that's greater than Suzuka. So Sam Blackwood would rather have Syphilis than race Suzuka.
Can we take a quote of that, please? Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Let's have then. Moving on from an STD, let's go on to a GTE. I made it rhyme there, didn't I? Haha. But we see car number 9, Andres Delgado, going wide coming out of 130R, and he is now under threat from the car number 14, Luke Cruz. As car number 19 goes into the pits, so he is then diving into the pits. One of the first GTEs to make a pit stop, as does Luke Cruz. Both of them make a pit stop. They're one of the first GTEs to do so during this race, as the pit window is starting to open for these cars. Well, the pit window has been open for a while, but they are starting to pit now. The car number 22, by the way, is in the pits as well. Bo Dixon has damage on that car, so he might have had an accident we did not see.
Yep, Sebastian Dunkel, he pitted as well from P3. I think that's an undercut. He was half a second behind Varaga. So, no, Vergara. And I reckon he's done that just as an undercut. He's actually come out P8.
Ooh, I think he might be crabbing. He's not. It's the Rebellion car. He might be crabbing. He was not looking straight when he came out the pits. But is that a fidget spinner on the front of that Rebellion car? Let's look away from
No, that is Rebellion's logo.
Oh, I'm about to get a lot of hate now for that.
Actually, Dixon has wing damage.
He does. He also has the rear left of the car has damage as well. But and on my screen, he looked like he was kind of not straight.
No, the only one that was not straight was Roberto Edward, which I think he just decided to pit and just had enough. No, he's actually still in the race. He actually is going to finish by the looks of it, but there was a lot of damage to that car. The same Salmon goes into the pits now, so the first of the leaders goes into the pits as we see Philip Smith with no back cover in the pits. He's already 8 laps down. What has happened to Mr. Smith?
Oh, that car is... he's actually trying to get out and go back around again. What has happened to that car? Let's go into the chopper view. Oh dear. Oh dear, that car is not looking good.
Do I want to know what's happened to this car?
No. Oh, please don't rejoin.
Oh. Crikey. No, I just saw
crikey.
The end of it. I just saw the end of that. And that was actually... That was Rick Junk in front of him. Did Rick Junk just... Rick,
did you kill somebody again?
It looks like, and for what I can see in the end of it, Rick Junk decided to go around the GTE and the HPD decided to also go around at the same time, so they had nowhere else. Right, MS is in the pits. Junk responds going into the pits as well. So where is Salmon? That would be the next question. Where is Alex Salmon? He is at the hairpin, so he's not going to bother anybody.
By the way, shout out to TBR. Shout out to TBR, by the way. TBR in the chat, shouting out their boy Nathan MS on your screens as Rick Junk is in the background. Well, it's actually not on your screen. He's hidden by the pace car. As Rick Junk comes back. Oh no, that's not. I keep making him Rick Junk and Ames. But Ames getting repped by his peeps in the chat. TBR, look at him flying high as Alexander Gerber is now leading this race. He won't lead it for long, but he's leading the race.
Hey, come on. He's in an Audi. Let's give him some respect. If he stays out, that means an Audi would have led a lap at Suzuka today. Let's give him some respect. Might be doing a 141.3, but I think he can do this. The little tractor that could.
Well, we do have a tractor in
tractors.
We do have a tractor in real third though. Alex Salmon in the Diva livery.
Oh, Edwards! Oh, I just flipped over to Roberto Edward. He goes around 130R and he loses the back of it. He goes deja vu and survives, but that was a change of pants moment there for Edward as he goes around 130R sideways.
Let's have a look at this. Is he still? Oh, he's still alive. Let's have a look. He is just the hairpin now. By the way, I do want to replay and have a look at the... What's the car that I'm looking at? The pink Porsche. Kyle... Is it Kyle Dunlop? It is not Kyle Dunlop. Well, let's get back the corners, or not the corners. Let's get the cameras trained back.
Oh, there's been a collision at the chicane with 2 HPDs. That's Van Loan and Amogo Russo, and right behind them is the leaders. Nathan Ames overtook Alexander Gerber as Gerber goes into the pits. So Gerber did not lead a lap.
Oh, Roberto Edward basically just almost had an accident. Well, he had an accident during the replay. Coming into 130R, or coming out of 130R, almost hit the wall, but he is still driving.
Close one.
Alexander Gerber is now in the pits. He's being overtaken by Rick Junk, but will he come out ahead? He will not come out ahead of Alex Salmon, who's just past your screens. DBR teammate Waffle says it would be typical TBR if Nathan were to crash now.
No, don't say anything. Oh no.
He's jinxed his teammate. He's already said. I'm only quoting what he has said. My hands are washed in this situation.
Oh no. Why?
By the way, Rick Jung's livery still hasn't shown up. We only have 18 minutes left. Let's see if Trading Paints can catch up in that time. It's 86% done, by the way.
Oh, mine's up to date and I've still got nothing. I've got what?
Mine's very slow. It's because...
Oh no, I do have it. I do have the PCS, yes.
It's just because, you know, it's... Trading Paints is being so slow for me right now. It's like, ugh, struggling.
Rick, your livery is so basic, I thought you were running a default livery. It was only when you turned to the side, I saw your logos.
According to Waffles, that is the only thing they do. So they've essentially admitted to proxy manslaughter.
Wow. Okay. I want to see. Yeah, you know what? It's quite quiet at the moment, and we don't do this a lot. 17 minutes ago, Yuri Catstorm is leading the GTEs, and you know what? Because I haven't done the GTEs in respect, let's do a lap around the Suzuka in a GTE, just for the sake of it, in the Ford-powered Ford GTE, as he comes down to the first corner. And this long straight, and I have made a big mistake, because this is going to be a slow lap in a GTE. Brakes at the 50, just coasts into the first part of the first curve, then to the second, the sharper part of this. Get on the apex, there you go, use the rumble strips. Now we come to the snake, or the S's as I call it. What I really love to see here, just going around, sliding the car. Bit of accelerator, bit of brake, bit of accelerator, bit of brake. Comes down now into the anti-banked curve. Down now as he lets an LMP1 go by him. Around to Donbot with Gerber now coming behind him. Goes around the outside, so lets the LMP1 go by. As he comes now into... Brakes at the 50, into Degner 1, cuts to apex a little bit, onto the rumble strips. Degner 2, down to second gear there. Onto the rumbles again. You've got to use a lot of the track here. Comes around to this little kink. Up the little kink, straight into the hairpin. Blind hairpin. You've got to look around, and you just see the exit there and where you want it to go. Comes in now round to the no-name corner. This long banking corner. Sorry, 200R, sorry. It's not no-name, it's 200R. Comes around. This is flat out here. You can see he's in 5th gear. He's going to be braking just that little market there into Spoon. First part of Spoon, a little bit faster. Slows down now for the second one. He's down into 3rd. Maybe he goes to 2nd. Yes, he does. Comes out of Spoon onto the back straight, which is actually called the back straight. As he comes in, do not do a Nicky Team and go through the pit lane there. He does not. He lets another LMP1 go by into the iconic 130R now. Where does he brake? Just before 50? Lifting by the looks of it there. Doesn't take the brake. He lifts, stays into 5th. Brakes at the 100 board for the chicane here. Keeps onto the little bit there. Just don't overdo it on the exit. There you will slide down into the final curb, and he goes into the pits.
You chose the wrong car to do that on.
Well, there's a lap. There's an in lap of Suzuka for you.
The quality in lap, by the way. We only do the best in laps here on Radion TV. By the way, thank you for the follow from the 2 TBR boys, keeping us company. Thank you very much. If you do like the broadcasting here, we do encourage you to follow the channel. We do broadcast every Saturday on the Saturday at 1900 GMT or 2000 BST, depending on the time of year. But they are legitimately the same times. It's just, you know, world doesn't know what daylight savings time is, and I wish they would ban it.
This is a racing stream, not a political stream, so let's not get into that debate. Rick Junk has made up some time, and I mean made up some time. What is the gap now? It was 13.4 the last lap. Invested at 40.8. What's Rick going to do as he crosses the line? Going to be a 40.5. He is 13 seconds behind. There's only 13 minutes left. I don't think he's going to do it. But stranger things have happened when we do these broadcasts.
We have cursed. Oh no, well no, we didn't. But his teammates did. they curse Nathan. So Nathan, you have 13 minutes to not crash. Ooh, Rick John going around the outside of the GTEs, coming through the S's, or Snake if you're Japanese, as I think the LMP1 field kind of is sort of static at the moment. Every car is at least 10 seconds, or they have a 10-second gap between each other, not including cars who are being lapped, etc. Let's see now.
I'll just give you a rundown if you want just the rundown. Rick Jonk is 13.1 seconds behind a mess. Alex Stammen is 17.3 seconds behind Rick Jonk. Gerber 14.2 behind. Dixon 20.8. Volmos 1.9. Gomez 17.7. And then Prado and Santos, both of them are 29 seconds behind Gomez and then Prado respectively. So pretty much spread out there. The only close battle right now is Volms with Dixon. So, and that's not really close. That's now 2 seconds. So it is very spread out right now.
The PCS livery just reloaded on his car. And Rick Jonk's car just reloaded as I was on the cameras were pointed at him. Thank you, iRacing.
Right, Peter Sharrock leads the HPDs ahead of Hugo Quint there. Quinat. So that's
by the way,
there.
Josh Mills, sorry to cut across, but Josh Mills, if he passes Peter Sharrock, he is now ahead of the other classes. So he is now, well, he's a lot of laps down on the leader, but he has made up all of the time between coming into the pits twice. But he is still going. A huge credit to him now that he stuck with it. You know, far be it from us to say that he didn't have his moments, but you know, he's still going. He kept his head down. He didn't accept last. He accepted, but he is going to come 10th, which is better. It was 4 places better than he would have been if he had parked the car.
Robbie's just here for SR. That's all he is. He's here for SR.
You know that T-shirt that Matt Malone has, the here for SR Contact 4?
Yeah.
Josh Mills didn't accept that. He's still going.
Yeah, no, I don't blame him. I like wearing a shirt like that when I'm doing oval racing, but it basically just says "kill me." As we see,
let's have a look now through the field. Which car is battling for whom? We have Guillaume Levesque still battling with Kyle Dunlop. Kyle, by the way, re-overtook Guillaume. We didn't have the cameras trained on him. He's overtaken him for 5th, or Kyle Dunlop has for 5th position, as there's LMP1 and LMP2 traffic going around as Kyle Dunlop goes wide coming out of Spoon 2. And that gives prime attack mode to Guillaume Levesque. Ooh, crikey.
No.
Ooh, crikey. Kyle Dunlop tried closing the door. He tried closing the door and coming through the back stretch, coming through 130R, or coming up to 130R. But Guillaume Levesque does secure 5th position.
Yeah, I think Dunlop got 5th during the pit stops there, but I wouldn't say he tried to close it on purpose. I think a lot of it was, there's an HPD, I want the slipstream. And they both wanted it, basically. It was a bit of argy-bargy. It was Black Friday at Walmart.
Let's have a look again as we see Kyle Dunlop made a mistake coming out of the very close racing, but it was very close to being a complete accident coming through the back stretch. But he's made it work.
Oh, hello, there's a GTE off there. Who's that GTE? Oh, no one important. Sorry, there's a GTE off there of Nomad coming out of going through Dunlop. I've never seen a car lose it like that before at Dunlop, but that's Lucas Normand, who's, I think he's running last out of all the active drivers in the GTEs at the moment, so bit of a shame, but yeah, he no idea what happened there. He's in the middle of the track at Dunlop and loses the car.
Car number 28. Car number 28. Well, I mean, he could have lost it coming into the braking zone and locked the brakes up. It is always a possibility.
And then Johan Lakuska went off into the first curve as well. So Back of the field, it's all happening, but it's not changing anything in the results really, or any positions.
Ooh, as
still
we
have
see, oh, there's a poor P2 car. Let me see if I can get. It's the number 23, I think. The car number 23 for. Is it 23?
No, 23 in HPDs.
23 in HPDs. I thought it was the number 23 in HPDs. It is not. But he was being held up by the car number 6 of Guillaume Levesque as he was side by side with the car number 28, Lucas Normand, who had a mistake and he rejoined the track ahead of him. Let's see now if there is anything happening throughout the rest of the field. We do have Lucas Kraus threatening Dunlop as they're coming through the S's up into Dunlop. As we have Robert Edward. Robert Edward is still running, by the way. Car number 11, the SRC car, and the Rebellion car is still running as well. The two of them have not pitted either, but the best position that either of them can hope for really is the positions they're currently holding. Roberto Edward is still too far behind the Rebellion car. I think the Rebellion car is now car number 18, or unless I need to be corrected. As they come through Degner 1, coming onto Degner 2, as there is a HPD sandwiched in between. The car number 41 HPD is sandwiched in between. Oh, he's not now. He's overtaken as we have a closer look at Lucas Kraus battling. Oh, Lucas Kraus overextended and hit. He hit the car. I want to see that again. In the... No, I'm not going to replay just now, as they're still battling. Not a lot of damage, but they did have an accident coming into the hairpin as the car number 16 sends it. Oh, another knock from the full send. The car number 16, John Muller has now overtaken Luke Kraus. That mistake into the hairpin has cost Kraus the place, and now he is trying to gain it back as they come down the back stretch into 130R with a car number 28. So there's three Fords and a Porsche coming through the 130R right now. 3 Fords on a Porsche, and that's the second time Dunlop has locked the brakes in the chicane. He did that the lap before. Something's not right there with Dunlop and his tyres. Dare I say, I think he's worn them out, but I saw that the lap before. He just completely locked the brakes. We're seeing down on the straight here, right by the barrier. Mulder wants to hold it. This is not a case of Mulder and Scully. Luke Kraus has to go around the outside. Does he hold it? No, they both go side by side. This is ballet. This is ballet with motors and wheels, and they hold back now. Mulder does still keep that position, that P6. Kraus behind him through the snaking. Braking, accelerating, coasting, braking, accelerating. As they go down to the final part, here comes the mess going around them. They have to tuck it in there and keep it safe as they go around Dunlop. Still holding on, Kraus there, but that was a close call there on the start-finish race. And great racing there by both guys. The poor, I want to say poor pork. That is the car of, what is his name?
Carl Dunlop.
Carl Dunlop. There we go. Sorry, the name was on the brain, but I just couldn't get it out. He's just pitted.
I don't think he's had a blowout. But yeah, he's had a blowout. I actually think he had a blowout there. I'm not entirely sure, but he decided to pit anyway. I've got a brand new set of rubbers on by the looks of it, but that was weird. I was watching that. He did that the first time. He did that the lap before, and then that lap. So very weird. Kraus, as we go again back into 130, coming up to 130R, wants to make a move, cannot make a move, and they have 2, maybe 3 if they're lucky laps to go for around this right now. As where is our leader? Where is Nathan Lemess? With 3 minutes 50 on the board, on the clock left, he is in the first curve.
Ooh, Rick Chunk almost just sent it into the back of the car number 16, Job Mulder. Ah, come on now, Rick, come on.
You're better than that, Rick.
Don't be weaving. Don't be weaving. But there's still the battle between these two cars. Mulder, we didn't actually have him on our radars up until the point that that Luke Krause, I think it was Luke Krause, that hit the back of the GTE of Dunlop as they come up through Dunlop now, actually. But, you know, he wasn't on the radar, and now he is. He's a surprise entry into 6th position, as Guillaume Levesque is now 8 seconds ahead of them. Guillaume, I think, he's sitting pretty.
Do you know what? Levesque is going to... I think Levesque is going to... I wouldn't say snatch a P5 here. He drove...
Krause just did the same thing again. I want to see this. What is he doing? He's sending it so far into the hairpin. As we get into the helicopter replay, let's have a look at them coming into the hairpin. He brakes so much late. Oh, he locks but all 4 tires coming into the hairpin. He's lost time.
Oh, but at the same time, Mulder has gone a little bit wide at Spoon and had to slow down a bit. So time that Krause just lost, he's gained a little bit of it there. With 2 minutes left on the clock here, we're looking. I'm reading 29 out of 30.8, so they got definitely 2 laps left to go with these cars. This is the only battle. I'm just double checking. Yes, this is the only battle on the track right now. Actually, where's Dixon? No, Dixon may catch Pedro Gomez at the end of the race. The second gap between the two of them, but
Josh
this is
Mills
the only battle.
Josh Mills going around the outside, by the way. He's safely past them as the clouds has opened up and the sun's gone. The sun has just disappeared.
The sun has not put his hat on.
He's not put his hat on. But ooh, Lucas really on the... I want to go onto the cockpit view and see. He's sticking to the very rear of Josh. Sorry, I was saying Josh. It's Jock Muller.
Mulder.
Oh, yeah. Is that? Oh, yeah, Mulder. Sorry. Pronouncing names is a strong point, by the way. But he's sticking to the rear end of. He's sticking to the rear end of Mulder Krause's. Let's hope he doesn't make the same mistake he did last lap. By the way, Josh Mills is now P10. Well, he's still P10, but he is now on the same lap or not on the same lap. He's now not behind any P1s or P2, or he's not behind any P2s or GTs.
Nathan Meth coming down the final curve right now will take the white flag. I don't see it flying, but I'm pretty sure Barney's flying it right now. So it is last lap for everybody behind him. So where is everybody else there? Let's go back to the Krause and the Mulder fight. There is a HPD between them that's ruining this fight. Come on, we want to see a fight as they come in there. Mulder's going to get the slipstream as well, and that is going to help him as Krause is now struggling to catch up now. But I noticed he had a really good end of a lap, start of a lap to catch up to Mulder, so I wonder if he can do it again.
So it is I think this would be the final lap for the GTs?
Yes, it is final lap.
It is the white flag. White flag has been flown, and by the way, just very quickly, we're going to get our cameras onto this man, Nathan MS, TBR, and he has not crashed. For the love of God, please don't do it on the final lap. Otherwise, it's going up on those weekly things, because we have a habit of getting on at least one of them now at this stage.
Hey, I'm going to submit them. Honest, it's not me, Judge. Honest. All right, you caught me.
All right, you folded like a pack of paper cards. But his teammates are in the chat cheering him on. You love to see it.
Absolutely beautiful. He's coming down the back straight right now. He's going to hit to 130R. Around 130R. Doesn't even go near the curve. He decides I don't need to go that crazy right now. Onto the chicane. Will Van Loon slow down so he doesn't have to do another lap. He's not going to be slowing down. Comes around the final curve, and the first time this season in the broadcast races, it's going to be Nathan Lemess to take his win. 12 seconds behind will be Rick Junk, so we'll keep an eye on that right now. But let's get back to the Krause-Mulder thing. There's a second behind him. I think Mulder's got this right now. As Santos comes around them, Krause looks like he is going to have to concede and is going to stick with P7, but the race is still going on, so we'll keep an eye on that. Another battle that was going on was Gomez and Dixon. Something must have happened there. Dixon is now 9 seconds off there, so I'm not sure what happened. So they're going to stay and let's keep going there. Rick Junk will come around the line to take P2. Peter Shattuck is at Spoon. Alex Salmon is now crossing the line. He will take P3. The GTEs all crossed the line with Yuri Kastorp taking the win, with Sebastian Dunkel second and Pablo Irujo takes P3.
There you go. And unfortunately, Luke Krause could not take the 5th position away from Jupp Mulder. That is, I think, the last battle that we had seen during this race. But your winner, by the way, is this man. Let's get him up on that screen. This man right here. Our winner of today's race is Nathan Ames from TBR. But let's also not forget, I think my driver of the day today will definitely be this other man, Rick Junk, who had, he's got damage on the rear right of the car, but he came in second place. Second.
Only the chunkiest of chunks go into a Rick's jump and makes the driver. He is definitely the driver of the day, no doubt about it. Nobody made up as many places as he did in the race. Absolutely mental to see how many he did. And yes, he got assisted by a couple people wrecking. But let's be honest, I think he would have got P3. I think he would have caught up to Edward at the end of the day.
Oh, as you see this on the replay, he had a little bit of an accident coming, or there was not Rick Junk having a little bit of an accident. There was a GTE having a little bit of an accident right in front of him. But this is your man.
Oh, on the last lap.
Yeah, on the last lap. On the driver of the day is Rick Junk.
I would not be surprised if that actually puts him in the lead for the
he's already in the lead, I think.
Championship.
I think he's already in the lead.
Oh, okay.
But guys, what did you think of that broadcast? We need to ask the viewers, what did you think of that broadcast? The first broadcast, well, the first one that hasn't been a disaster for 3 weeks.
We got it right.
Got it right for the first time in a million years. Not enough TBR drivers in the race.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we'll try and do that. I mean, we got a bit unlucky. In all due fairness, it's amazing the turnout for the ILMS race this week, being Suzuka and being the other things going on. VRS at the famous Interlagos, which is something that is quite popular, as well as IMSA Pilot. You know, all the big series getting a lot of participation. Of course, lockdown still because of the pandemic, which is starting to slowly open up. So we're still seeing good numbers, and it was actually quite a good strength of field race this time. Not the usual suspects that everyone, if you tune in every week, see. We still got some of the regulars like Mills and Jonk, but saw some new names.
He hit the wall. That was the greatest thing I've seen.
What? Rick hit the wall?
Yeah, he hit the wall in the last. He intentionally hit the wall though.
Oh, that's not me. Yeah, okay.
He altered for it. But that was a great race, Vic. Absolutely great race by you, coming from last to second. 12 positions. So, guys, remember, it's always Saturdays at 1900 GMT or 2000 BST. We'd love to have you on the broadcast. We'd love to have you sitting in the chat, giving your bits, enjoying the racing, share it around with your friends. Of course, if you can support the channel, we do always appreciate the support. Remember, in 3 weeks' time, at the end of the 12th race, we will give the top drivers of each of the, or the top drivers of the point system that we have in place, $20 of iRacing credits or $20 of currency We will give them to
$20 dues
of the top driver for each. Currently looking like Rick Jong's about to get himself $20 dues.
And to be fair, with the races coming up next week, we go to Suzuka, not Suzuka. We're at Suzuka. Next week we go to something else that begins with an S. Silverstone, one of my favourite tracks. And then that would be an interesting race as well with the LeMans at the same time. And the week after that, the penultimate week, will be Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya in the historic format. Makes its grand entrance. And we finished with the daddy of them all, Circuit de la Saf.
The iRacing Le Mans series coming to Le Mans. I am excited for it. By the way, don't you... The colours are changing on the Ferris wheel.
I mean, they do light up.
Yeah, but it's, it's the middle of the day.
And LEDs can work in the middle of the day.
Yeah, but the Ferris wheel cabins are changing colour.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever watched the 12 Hours of Suzuka?
No, but I unless it's just my eyes that are deceiving me.
Yes, it is your eye deceiving. I don't know. I can't see the Ferris wheel. I can't get a camera of the Ferris wheel.
It's on Scenic. It's one of the cameras on Scenic. But
I'm struggling.
Guys, if you do enjoy the streams, do give it a follow. Give us some support by sending some $1 dues our way. They go back into the channel and make the broadcast better for everybody. By the way, I have new hardware coming. So be prepared for an upgrade in the stream quality and the quality of the frames that you get sent to your eyes. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We are about to head off and eat some... Well, I'm about to eat some pizza. What are you about to do, Craig?
I'm having a moment because iRacing have... Spoilers! iRacing have announced the 1980-70 NASCAR is coming to the...
Yeah, you're about a few hours late. I think you're about a day late.
No, I mean, it was officially announced, like, in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you're only 10 minutes late. Remember, guys, we are streaming every Saturday, 1900 GMT, 2000 BST. Myself and Craig are always here. Well, hopefully always here. At the very same time, I'd like to say again, congratulations to Nathan MS for, I think it's his first victory on broadcast.
Yes. It is.
Driver of the day, of course, Rick Junk. He didn't seem to have a good time of it, but I will personally say to him, he did definitely do well to get from last to second. Your broadcasters today have been myself and Craig. We are at the Twitter handles SKIE for myself and Scully Equal for himself. But what do you say, Craig? What do you say at the end of every stream?
What would you like me to say?
Well, you always say goodbye stream as a joke to me saying, you know, say goodbye to the stream.
Oh, you want me to say goodbye to the stream? Goodbye to the stream. I'm doing what you tell me. Goodbye, everybody. Stay safe.
By the way, guys, appreciate all the support we've been getting for this stream. This stream will be on the YouTube as a VOD, and it will also be on Twitch as a VOD, so you can view it in two places. If you've not seen the YouTube, our YouTube is, I think it's already on TV, on the YouTube, and we will be posting it there very shortly. But until next week, we are at Silverstone next week. But until then, take care, guys. Enjoy yourselves, stay safe, and stay healthy.